Simmers, I'm back, and you're probably gonna start hearing that a lot lately, and that's just basically because I don't have time for anything. Obviously, I'm gonna try to squeeze out as many videos I can in a week. That might just be one, that might be two, and it would be a good week if it's three. I do apologize for that. I try to make as much videos as I can, but it's just I have school and work and it's crazy. And this week I actually I did have a lot of time. Like I didn't have to work all week. I only had to work on the weekend. But it was really school kicking my butt. I had so many tests and essays and stuff because it's like the first quarter basically. And I just feel so bad for leaving you guys in the dark. But just know I try to get at least one video out a week, and usually if I don't, I try to give you guys notice. But as you can see here, we're working on the Von Haunt estate. I really wasn't going to make over this lot, but then I recently saw it, and I was like, oh no, I need to, need to make over it bad, because look at this building. But I didn't change it all too much. I changed a few things, and I really made it more purposeful for what you would probably use it for. So I like the idea of it being sort of like this thing people go to learn about like history and stuff of the town, but there's not a lot of use out of it. So I created this into more of a wedding venue. Like it is an estate, but there's a lot of estates that are like transformed into venues, so I thought it would be a nice addition. One thing I did forget, but I believe it's in the world view, is a wedding arch. I might add that in later. But I just want this to be a place where your Sims can go and have everything they need in order to get married. I can't believe I forgot that. I meant to add it in the backyard. But I didn't change the back all that much, and I think that's why. But I try to keep the layout a little bit the same. I made a room for like the bride and the bridesmaids to get ready, and then a room for the groom and the groomsmen to get ready. And then I made like a little dining hall, and then I have a reception all the way up on the third floor in like the attic area. And I feel like that's more like modern because they kind of transformed it into what it's supposed to be. But also, I had like a lot of trouble with this because I kept forgetting to do little spots in the house because it's so big. But I get back to it, and some of my screenshots don't include one thing, and that is like on the roof bit, I add these little, I don't know what they're called, I add these little roof bits on top, and in some of the screenshots you won't see them, but they are there. And I realized I haven't uploaded the other builds that I've done. I think I'm missing like one or two. I will get that as soon as possible. I'm gonna be honest, I haven't opened this game up in a while, but I'm kind of happy to be back. It's just I've gotten some new games that I'm a little interested in. It's not like new. I've gotten Among Us. That one's pretty popular right now, but I also got I'm going back to House Flipper. My computer is like really not good for House Flipper, but it does take a while for it to register something. But it's still fun to play, and I've gotten back into it because my brother has it, and I have it too, and I actually have more packs than him. I have, because there's like 3 DLC packs, and my brother only has 2, but I was playing it at his house, like on his gaming laptop, and it ran so much faster than my computer, and I was just sad when I came home and I was trying to do it. But I'm still having fun. It's just taking longer than usual. But I also been playing a lot of Dead by Daylight, and I play Dead by Daylight all the time usually. It's just this time, me and my boyfriend bought like the battle pass, and it's gonna close soon. The rift is gonna close soon, and we want to get to level 70, and we're only level 25. So we have a lot of work to get done, and we have 6 days to do it. So hopefully we get it done, and I'll complete, and I'll be a very happy camper. But as you can see, we're changing this into the reception hall. And in the kitchen, there were weird things going on. I think like the people making this just didn't pay attention to it. But all the cabinets were not the same. Maybe like some of them broke along the way, and it was, and they like placed new ones, and they're like, oh, this should do, because that's what, I work at a home improvement store, so a lot of people do that when they have older parts. For anything, they have to use the newer style of whatever, and so they're like, oh. And if like a good example is like light bulbs. I know like that's not like we sell counters and stuff too, but I'm thinking in the grand, like the smallest thing you can own it's probably like a light bulb. But people have like whole like sets of light bulbs they need to change, like a vanity mirror, and you need like probably like 6 on theirs or 3, and it turns out like we don't sell the bulb that they want anymore, because the model made a newer type for it, because they're more evolved, they're better, but they look like different from the original type. Then people have to replace the whole thing out, or they have to deal with it looking different from the whole set. And that's kind of what I think they did with it. Like, they didn't want to spend the money to replace all the cabinets, and they kind of wanted to keep the old cabinets that were in there. And so maybe that's what they did. And if my analogies like are throwing you off, it's fine. I throw my boyfriend off with analogies, but I just thought it was weird, like all the cabinets were a little bit different downstairs. Like they would be in similar colors and whatever, but it just wouldn't it wouldn't translate. But basically I think this whole thing was a converted like estate of a really older family, and maybe like someone bought it and they're trying to make their money back from it. But in the game, this whole thing is it's like a weird community lot. In Windenburg, they had a lot of different like community lots that weren't like normal like community lots that you can change what they are. Like you could change it into a cafe or whatever. There are certain community lots that have their own characteristics that don't do anything if that makes sense. Like they're just there. They're like visit sites, like sites. That's not what it's called. They're like tourist sites, I think. Tourist, I can't think of the word, but they're like places where tourists would go and like take pictures and stuff. But I changed it into the state where like people go to get married, and they have the wait like a long time to reserve it, and there's like a whole list or whatever. And that's kind of what I was going for with this whole build. And I kind of just wanted to renovate it. I didn't want to change it too much. I didn't change the shape on the outside too much. I just changed a lot of the windows because it looked weird to a certain point. But I really like how it turned out. I like the outside a lot. I love using like blue and pink flowers together. I don't know what it is. It's just, it hits a nerve on me. But then I also added a lot of lights, and it's so pretty at night. So one of the screenshots at night, and the whole build, I realized like at the end I was building it at night, which was kind of weird, and I was doing all the landscaping at night too. But I think that helped with the lighting for me. Just for this build, usually I don't. I usually try to do it in the day, but it helped me like imagine like a nighttime wedding, and or like even like a evening wedding, and then it turns to be nighttime and everybody's still partying. But I had a lot of fun doing it. and the bathroom I'm missing one curtain, but I also thought it would be weird behind the toilet, and so I didn't include it. But I had a lot of fun doing this build, surprisingly, and it didn't take me that long, or like I didn't realize how long it took me, so it felt like a short time, because like usually like big builds like this would take me like 3 or 4 hours. This one only took me 2, and that was with like breaks in between too. So I don't know, like sometimes I'm a very fast builder and sometimes I'm not. Like it feels like forever. But I don't know if that's just me or if it's like whatever. But I also just renovated this and it didn't need a lot of work in my opinion. But the build's like the magic room. That's probably the one that took me the longest of all in like all my builds that I can think of. Um, and that one took me, I want to say like 4 hours, maybe 5. And that had a challenge attached to it, but I also enjoyed what I was doing. But it did need like a ton of work because the original building looked so ugly. I don't know, it may just be me or it may just be my mood of the day. Like, I'm not like, I'm enthusiastic today, but I'm also like not. And here's like in the video right now, here's where I went back and I changed some things. Like I noticed like I had a whole room unfinished, and then I had to change all the light colors. And then also here I totally forgot about this. I thought I was done. I was gonna be done with my screenshots, and then I was like, oh my god, I didn't even do the reception area. So I just added like a little bit of decoration and stuff and a dance floor. And here's where I add those like little roof details just so it doesn't look cut off. But yeah, I had a lot of fun doing this, and I will try to download it as soon as I can, and I'm going to try to get all the ones that I missed. I even had a present table, you guys saw that. But I hope you guys are enjoying the content I've been putting out, like, lately and, like, ever. But I have a lot of fun doing it, and sometimes, even when I'm not in the mood, I put myself in the mood by playing The Sims. And I hope you guys can feel that. And I just want to thank you guys and hope you guys are staying safe. And yeah, like that's basically it. And the outside is just gorgeous to me, but the screenshots will say the rest. And I'm gonna leave you guys, and thank you. Bye.